Look, Mushoku Tensei Glazers, I'm about to drop the hardest character tier list in history. Yes, you heard me right. Everyone glazing Roxy? Well, guess what? To me, she's an H tier. Imagine if I actually did that. So we got all the relevant characters in Mushoku Tensei here, and leading the dance, we got the man god, and what a useless troll. Like, dog, he is the equivalent of Leafy is here in anime form. He is the ultimate gatekeeper, the antithesis of that guy from Instagram.
Good, come here.
I might have a bias against this character archetype, but he really does just feel like a plot device to pivot the story at times, and maybe the future of the anime will change that, but seriously, I think he's just written really awkwardly. So, for the man god's placing, get ready for this. We're putting the god in F tier. Oh my god, a tier list where they don't put everything in C or B tier. I know. Here's how this tier list is gonna work. We only have 4 slots for S tier and A tier. And of course, everything is relative to Mushoku Tensei. It does have some of the best characters in anime. The man god being an F tier character on a list that has Deku on it wouldn't make that much sense because the McDonald's employee of the month deserves a tier of his own. But up next, we got Ruijerd, and boy oh boy, this is a heavy hitter in a cast packed with top tier characters. He is one that holds a special place in the hearts of all fans, from having one of the best backstories in the series to being obsessed with kids. Wait, that is not how I meant that. No disrespect to this beast, but Ruijerd connects emotionally to the audience basically every time he's on screen. He's the dad half the cast never got. Not only that, but he brings in sick action scenes as well, whilst being put in situations to give characters advice in times of peril. And he's put in pretty challenging situations of his own, and he never moves off his morals of protecting kids. So with that being said, we gotta put the king in A tier. And speaking of beasts, we got Badigadi? Badigadi? Dude, give me a fucking break, man. This dude is the most hilarious character in the show. Bro just showed up and he was like, we will duel Rudeus. Rudeus was like, hell no, I'm not about to duel fucking Harry Potter meets the Hulk. I'm not with that. And it actually led to one of the best moments of season 2 part 1 when they collided. Not only does he have a sick name, but he literally puts on the outfit and goes to school with them. And if this is what you think you look like when you cosplay, this is what you actually look like, boss. Anyways, Badigadi is a really fun and entertaining character for the very little time we have with him on screen. And before I say his rating, just know I'm not trying to penalize people that have low screen time. Otherwise, this list would be pretty boring. So I'm just trying to take characters for what they are and what they're meant to be. And judging off that, he is a B tier character because I believe from what we got, he's shaping up to be a great character who's going to make the most of his time on screen and fulfill his purpose of making us laugh. But what about the other purple-eyed character? And honestly, bring the storm. I'm ready for it. F tier. She is annoying, she is irritable, she may help out Roxy and give Rudeus an eye, but I just hate the writing of these types of characters in any story. Having characters this strong that have the type of knowledge they do without personalizing them at all brings down the tension of so many scenes for me, and both her and the man god feel brought in to almost be plot devices that may change over time, but they literally feel like they're just dropped in, change the trajectory of the story without us understanding their reasoning at all. And I know that's the point of these types of characters, but I just hate it. Completely breaks the immersion of scenes, and her being annoying as fuck doesn't help it at all. So let's just finish the trilogy of purple-haired characters and get Roxy here. And oh boys, you ready for this? You ready for this? Fuck Roxy, shitty predator. What? Hello?
Hey, idiot.
Who's this, bro?
Listen up. If you ever talk about my queen Roxy again, I will literally blow up your fucking house.
Bro, I never heard you talk like this before. How you talking in complete sentences about Roxy right now?
Roxy does more for me than Kamal ever did, so you better get a line and read the script just like I do during interviews because Roxy's the GOAT.
So, like I was saying, Roxy is the greatest female character since Juliet. Her and Rudeus have a totally normal relationship. Who is this now?
Hey, listen, you cannot listen to that
Donnie?
Roxy lover. Those fools just have some weird-ass beta complex. A true king likes Eris.
Okay, but isn't Eris under...
Eris challenges Rudeus time and time again, unlike that bum Roxy, who's just a clown who isn't even good at magic.
That conversation was strange, but... They costed me $10 to make, so please leave a like down below and subscribe and drop a comment on who's your favorite of the Trinity. But now that hopefully not cringe segment is over, before Kamala calls me talking about Sylphie, let's put my life at risk and talk honestly about Roxy. So prior to season 2, she was a pretty okay character, and honestly, she was more of a meme than anything, something for Sims to fawn over. She really only had 3 things happen to her in season 1. Helping Rudeus overcome his anxiety, the moment where her backstory was revealed, and then we learned that she's gonna help Paul get Zenith. And honestly, at that moment of time, she was a cool mid to high B tier character. And now after season 2, she really has become the most controversial character in the whole show. Some of y'all, well, not more controversial than him, some of y'all think she is the GOAT, top tiers, Rudeus savior, beyond S tier waifu of the year. And then others, the refined anime watchers, the one that call it a narrative instead of a story, I think she's a dirty cheater that should be below F tier, and the series has become Mushoku Tensei, Waifu Civil War. And honestly, where I stand, considering the depth of her relationship with Rudeus developed in season 1 and her personal problems of loneliness, I think it makes sense that she would sleep with Rudeus, because in this fantasy world, cheating is not taboo. It really isn't the end of the world. Someone having kids with someone else is no barrier at all. That shit with Paul was wrapped up in 8 minutes of an episode, so I think this actually makes Roxy have more depth, because it was supposed to be shown that she's willing to go to whatever lengths to save Rudeus, because she loves him just that much, and he once saved her, and now she wants to return the favor, and actually find a family that understands her. So despite the fact that Roxy may have cheated, she is an A tier. Jeez, I hope I don't get killed for that. Like, A tier pretty damn high. Like, y'all know what I'm saying? Like, A tier pretty hot pick. Okay, we're about to enter a rapid fire round through some of these smaller characters, because let's be honest, you do not need a long analysis on the horse. So, starting with Geese, you're a man's best friend, the most loyal of loyal. You are the type we all want to go grab a drink with, and you stayed to look after the family till the end. So you are a C tier boss. Warhammer character, you don't got a whole lot going on. I'm gonna have to throw you in D tier, man. Cat girls, y'all are weird and a waste of screen time, and if you're gonna be used for slice of life adventures, I would much rather it be something showing off the world or the school. F tier. Horse, well, you're a talking horse. I don't really know that much about you, but boss, you seem pretty chill. For talking horse standards, I'm gonna just put you in D tier. Aisha, I wish you were more than just obsessed with Rudeus, because it's kind of weird and it's odd to watch, and you really aren't put in any challenging situations at all. So because you're not that interesting, I'm gonna throw you in C tier. Ariel, you barely have a plot, but you seem like the basic leader character type straight out of a Disney movie. So given the fact that you're just like the rest of them, I'm gonna throw you in D tier. You're only here because you were a part of the default template that I used to make this. F tier. Ghislaine, you were super sick, and your loyalty to Eris was a huge factor in changing her as a character, and not only that, you provided great comedic moments and some badass action scenes. I could probably yap about this for a while, but honestly, just to keep it moving to some of the deeper characters, I'm gonna put you in B tier, and honestly, I'm gonna put Elenise right next to you, because the arguments is pretty much exactly the same, except her impact is on Roxy and Rudeus and Paul instead of Eris. Rapid fire round over. Next up, we got Paul, and fuck, man, shit. Why did they do him in on Father's Day? What are you masochists thinking? You could have got rid of Deku, Asta, Takemichi, but Paul? Why Paul? He's the OG of OGs, the dad that gives you a beer at 14, the one that lets you stink out the house. He was becoming one of the best fathers in anime, from sticking with Norn and Aisha till the end, actually teaching Rudy life lessons. He also passionately goes after Zenith. He's the perfect example of loyalty by not giving up on her at any point, as well as forgiving Rudeus. Despite everything that happened, Paul is the one who took the brunt for it in Mushoku Tensei's world, showing off that this is not some lighthearted story where everything's gonna come out for the better, but a story of consequences and reality. And Paul never being able to see Zenith again, how could you make us live with that? How? He did all that and he never saw her, so how could I say anything but S tier? So Paul's a great father, but let's talk about a shitty grandfather. And you see, he was really just brought in to introduce the political landscape of the series, and although his personality is pretty cool, he is a fucking furry. Like, no disrespect if that's your thing, but I really don't see how this series benefited from him. They used him very poorly, and I felt that they needed a couple scenes where we see him in the form of some political meeting, or any scene that would gauge the importance of his character. With that being said, I'm putting him at the top of D tier, because to be honest, in a lot of other anime, he would make it to the bottom of C tier, or maybe even mid C tier. Next up, we got a character with an underrated, but still down bad fan base in Sarah. And I don't think there's many characters that have had as much impact with as little screen time as her, because Jesus Christ, you waifu girl debate kids are crazy about her. Y'all put more effort into some of these fan arts than you put into actual life. But I heard if you remember to leave a like, she might become real. Source, trust me, bro. But she basically served as a character that showed what the world was like for normal people, and she also exposed Rudeus for ED. Oh my god, she burned him on the way out too, and then slapped the shit out of him. Like, we haven't seen a 4-episode run with that much impact since Shanks. Well, Shanks was more like 4 frames, but Sarah not only has a strong impact on Rudeus, but even to the audience. She was characterized very quickly. We see her angry at Rudeus and slowly grow on him over time. Then he saves her. They fall in love, but she ain't like the rest of them. After getting disrespected, she chose to leave him, something none of the 3 of these bozos would ever do. So I think from a psychological perspective, it was cool to see Rudeus actually win over someone in an organic way, and how Sarah was written as a partner that was equal to Rudeus, and she had a great little arc that shows off what Mushoku Tensei is so good at with Paul and Eris, by creating characters that seem terrible and then redeeming them by making them all relatable. For that, we gotta place her in the top of B tier. Now we got the wolf. Oh yeah, look at bro, he just chilling. He with the gang. He's just a nice little wolf. Holy shit, we got Clifford the big white wolf here. Instant C tier. Now let's get to everyone's favorite waifu and gentleman. Gentlemen, please keep it together. I know how riled up you guys can get, but put the tissues down, buddy. We got Orsted. Yeah, it's really hard to rank him. He had a crazy impact on the scenes he was in. And we can tell he's a super significant character because it was actually foreshadowed when the story chose to give us that one check-in on him. We can say for sure that the waifu of the year is definitely important, so I feel comfortable putting him in B tier. Just to explain why he's over those two bozos, although his purpose is unknown, he doesn't appear as often to come and just say a line of dialogue that'll affect a character's decision. And two, he literally did just come for one scene, and I feel his purpose, whatever it is way more defined than those two. Speaking of someone with little screen time, we got Soul, and he's basically Geese, but with a little bit more depth. Soul goes from a dickhead to literally being Rudy's day one. He's literally the equivalent of when a jock befriends a nerd. Felt like something out of a fucking 2000s movie. This shit is literally Monster University. Rudy can't get it up, so Sully gotta help him out. False. Well, honestly, even given Soul's journey in life, now someone with a pretty dark view in the world would try and help someone like Rudeus by trying to get him to a brothel. It does add up, and it shows that even though Soul's been beat down and he doesn't view things in the most intelligent way, he still has a good heart and stopped Rudy from killing himself. And for that, we drop W's in the chat because that's pretty PogChamp. Let me know if I should start a stream. But Soul is the king of C tier. Now to the strangest character in the series, in Zenith. And honestly, she's really happy-go-lucky, but we don't know that much about her besides the fact that she doesn't really care that Paul cheated. And now she's just like a zombie, and there really isn't much more to her character. So I know some of y'all like her for other reasons, but I gotta put her in D tier against this cast because there just isn't that much there. Ooh, we getting down to business. We got Nanahoshi up next, and Nanahoshi completely stole the show during the early episodes of season 2. The way the anime drew and depicted her rage and all the scenes that followed up, it became one of my favorite episodes of the year when it focused on her and her struggle trying to get home. Nanahoshi, who is someone who's been in this world that she hates for so long, a world she never asked to be dropped into, she feels she's being tormented and suffocated by the fact that she can't escape this prison. When you think about it from a more practical perspective, she ain't got no friends here, no electricity. Like, dog, think when was the last time she probably had to make chicken? Like, she probably have a heart attack if she saw the prices. But we got a lot of basic things in this modern society that she just ain't seen for a while. Like, she probably gonna go home and be like, yo, what happened to my MySpace account? Point being, it can be easily lost on you how long she's actually been gone and what it would actually feel like to be transported into another world when you don't want to be there. And the scene of her raging like a fucking addict is a great representation of her character because it legit feels like she's lost everything, and with the constant failed experiments to get back home, she's finally given up, called it in, just lost her mind as nothing works. And although it gets resolved with her turning to others, some may feel that this is like a happy-go-lucky bullshit way to resolve it, but I actually think it was a great way to have her pull through. Instead of being an emo gamer girl for the rest of the series, it takes advantage of the fact that Nanahoshi wants to get back home because she wants to get back to her friends. So how's she gonna do that? With the new friends she made in this new world. That's gonna create an interesting dynamic. I'm sure she's actually gonna go back at whatever point, but with all she's done for this season and elevating the tension, I'm extremely comfortable in announcing that Nanahoshi is in S tier. Next up, we got another starter in Charmander, and she may not have been in season 2, but she was probably one of the best characters, if not the best, of season 1. And I know she was annoying beyond comprehension when introduced, but let's not forget that is the point. But she added spice into a super chill and laid back vibe of Mushoku Tensei. Now, she may have yelled a lot, but there's a bunch of characters that are like that in anime that were shit when introduced, like Eren. He was annoying as hell, and then he became the hero for every edgy anime fan on the planet. But her journey from having everything to losing everything, man, I said it, she just like Boruto for real. Nah. Fuck Boruto. She just like that McDonald's employee of the month. Deku! How do you like going from #1 hero to McDonald's employee? I only make fun of my hero because it's shit. But seriously, there's so much to her character, experiencing the impact of death, the feeling of nobility, what it's like to lose, learning how to trust, interacting with strangers, learning kindness, scarcity, pain. Everything culminates into the uncertainty of the world that is Mushoku Tensei, tearing down whatever perception she had on reality before. And all of those lessons taught her that she needs to leave and be stronger. And I don't think that's something the season 1 version of Eris would have been humble enough to admit. So I don't know what she's gonna be like when she comes back, but as of season 1, I gotta put her at the top of A tier at least. And shit, maybe without recency bias, I would have swapped her and Nanahoshi, but I think the psychological part in Nanahoshi's story still puts her over, as well as the fact that Eris does just want to get with Rudeus. Now though, the fun begins, and remember, this is my YouTube channel, housing my voice and my opinions, and I've been accused of rage bait before, and I've been accused of glaze bait before, but I promise you, I'm being dead serious, and this is just my opinion. But Sylphie is C tier.
I am having a very bad day. I am in no mood.
Look. Calm down. Remember, C tier on this list is very meaningful. It's still pretty good considering the scale of the cast. The scale. Are you considering the fucking scale? Yes, she's below the dog. I see that, but she's above them. You gotta look at the good. Stop looking at the bad. All right. Why is Sylphie so low? Just know, I do not partake in your waifu debate. Someone refined like me enjoys other characters. But seriously, I actually just think she's an okay character. She's not really that special. Let's just work through her journey. Her first big moment is with Rudeus. After he gets shown the world from Roxy, he does the same to Sylphie, showing off the world, and she becomes completely enamored by him. That's chill. I'm cool with that. That's alright. Then she gets teleported to Ariel, and this is where I started to not like her character, especially the direction of the Fitz character, because she doesn't grow that much at all. She's still very timid, and it's like, alright, that's okay if you want to keep her personality the same, but it's like, would someone in a position of that responsibility for that long really not change at all? Maybe you think she wouldn't, but I think this should definitely have had some impact whatsoever besides just strength. Like, yes, she's above average in strength now, nothing too crazy, and it's like, cool, whatever, she's strong, but we don't watch Mushoku Tensei for the fights. But then she meets Rudeus again and like pretends to not know him, and I guess it makes sense in the context of the story, but it really dragged on, and all of those scenes were really awkward. And her big moment getting mad at Nanahoshi in this blind rage, that was good, because it showed her reacting to something she actually cared about, but we never see anything like that from her ever again. And when her and Rudeus fully get rekindled, it was just done really awkwardly to me, in my opinion. And then if you jump to wife Sylphie, she's chill and all, but nothing blows me away, and her only moment of the season was when she accepted a second wife, and to me, that's just not enough. I want her to have an actually serious moment, like when she got mad at Nanahoshi, because I just feel like she lacks characterization, and her motivation is just Rudeus, and not enough has happened in between, like Eris and Roxy, to justify that being her primary motivation. So long story short, they need to give Sylphie some moments, put her in challenging situations that aren't her deciding if she's gonna be NTR'd or not. Like, Jesus Christ, she's a bodyguard of a princess. Give her some remotely interesting problem to solve. I'm sorry, gentlemen. Please have mercy upon my soul. Now to actually good characters. I'm kidding. I'm playing. It's Norn, and she's S tier behind Paul. Do I even need to justify this? If you've seen any of my videos, I go on about the psychology, the pain, the relatability, the suffering, the loneliness, and everyone has been talking about it in regards to Norn. I think most people think she's the best character in the series, but if you are a little lost and have never heard this take before, I'm just gonna explain the facts real quick. People really like her story because she got no skills, she got a brother that's good at everything and overshadowed her, and the way the story depicted her reaction to that and the journey through that was done super well. And when she comes out of it, it's not like she's yuppie ready to go like most anime do when a character is suppressed, but instead it's accurate to coming out of depression and seeing Rudeus as a Paul-like figure, someone that can help her through it, instead of doing what most anime do and handing her solutions and achievements right away. You can tell that Norn still has a lot of work to do, but she's on the right track, and I think people really appreciate that realistic journey. Next up, we have Lilia, and she gotta be one of the sickest character types in any series ever. Like, dude, you know how many anime are packed with nothing burger characters that lack any form of nuance and uniqueness whatsoever? We have a maid who is married to her boss and has his kid while traveling across this vast magic world with monsters and knights, and then we just have this normal person who's a maid plopped into it, and not normal like Sarah and Soul in terms of strength. Like, literally, if we dropped ourselves into Mushoku Tensei, we would have her strength level. I think if some of y'all were dropped into her, you would pull a your name though. Just saying. Anyways, her perspective is sick on things in terms of her reaction to Rudeus defending her, showing the hierarchy dynamics of that time period, to her trusting Rudeus to raise Aisha. She really is just a timepiece of the story that also looks after Zenith as her duty to her family, and just being strong for Rudeus during this hard time is appreciated. And I feel she's a small character that makes Mushoku Tensei way more understood, because we have a lot of characters with really hard set goals and ambitions, and then we have Lilia, who's really just living life, and unlike Sylphie, she is put in challenging situations as a mother, a lover, and a friend, and seeing someone who's seemingly normal overcome that in this fantasy world adds a lot of perspective. Overall, goated character, really cool, A tier. Next up, we got Zenoba. How the fuck we take so long to get to you, brother? You can tell he's gonna go from a goon of goons, from the absolute bottom of the barrel, to a pretty wholesome and chill guy that's probably gonna actually have some importance in the series going forward. Overall, C tier. And of course, the MC, despite being an absolute freak and those scenes not being necessary for his growth at all. And I know I don't gotta explain why he's the top of S tier, because his writing and redemption is seen by all, and we've all been through it so many times before. But you know what else is being redeemed? The isekai genre. So go check that out right here, and don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and we're just getting started. We're gonna stay consistent, and I'll see you in the next video.